I don't know why, but every single time I go thrifting and I don't vlog it, I always find the best stuff. I'm pretty sure it's because I'm a lot more relaxed. I'm a lot less focused on trying to get content, so I'm taking the time to comb through everything rather than thinking about the shots that I need to get. But it happened again. My husband took me out on a date night. We went thrifting, we got coffee, we went to Chili's, and I got a margarita and some ribs, and I found some really good stuff. So I'm gonna sit down in my usual spot and I'm gonna show you guys what I found, along with some things that I found last week when I went to the bins. And if you don't know what the bins are, it's the Goodwill clearance center. Basically you pay per pound, and it's mostly stuff that didn't sell in the regular retail store. Okay, so first of all, I got a new lens. Let me know how all of this looks. I'm trying to figure out if I like it or not. But the first category is knickknacks. Now, do I need any more knickknacks? Do I have any surfaces left to put knickknacks? No, I do not. But I will try to find each of these things a home. Firstly, we have this iron candle holder thingy. It came with a candle, but unfortunately it split and now it's completely in half. I tried to like Frankenstein it back together by melting the wax inside and like squishing it back together. It did not work. It split again. So I'm gonna have to just put a different candle on it, but it's fine. I didn't pay for the candle. I paid for this thing. The candle just happened to come with it. But I really love the swirliness. It's kind of giving fantasy medieval, but also very whimsy. Like the swirls kind of remind me of Coraline. So I very much want to find a place for this. I think this is the only spot I can really envision putting it. This does not belong here. I just set it there because I haven't hung it yet. But let us see, does this look good? Just, I do not know. Next, if you know, you know, and if you know me, you know. Huh? I found this vase. It has kind of like a Mexican, South American flair to it as well, but I also specifically got it for, stop clanking, for the sun. I really like how rustic it is, and I think it'll kind of juxtapose with the other things in my decor. I'm kind of thinking maybe we can stick it up here on the mantle. And then we have some symmetry here. We've got Totoro, and then we've got the vase. And then kind of along the same lines, I also found this tea light holder, and I'm guessing it's to kind of serve as a wax melt warmer thingamajig, whatever the heck that's called. Maybe? That might be too much. And then this isn't so much a knickknack. This is like a glassware, something that I will definitely be drinking mead out of. I just have to get this dang sticker off. I hate the stickers that ARC uses, but they freaking don't come off. I always have to use Goo Gone to get them off. And I found some new plates, which I'll insert because I found the matching salad plates to the dinner plates that I got a few months back. They put the stickers on the front, and then I had to use Goo Gone to take them off. And then I like washed the ever-loving heck out of them because I don't want to get poisoned. At the point that I found this, I was kind of on a roll, and I was like, everything is so fantasy, medieval, whimsical. I'm so excited. And of course, I wasn't filming when I found any of these. And then this doesn't really count as a knickknack, but it is a box. This is actually the first thing that I found. That kind of gave me a hint that I was gonna have a very good thrift trip. First of all, we all know I love purple, but also if you know me, you know that I strive to be more organized. But if I'm gonna be organized, the boxes that I put things are going to be aesthetic. They're going to be pretty. I know it may seem like a waste, but I'm thinking maybe we can use this box in the closet, because I have this like delusional idea that I'm gonna decorate my closet and make it aesthetic. Although right now, do not look at that. Second to last homeware thing that I found a cutie little throw pillow. Well, medium to average size throw pillow, but I just love the fringe, and there's kind of like a metallic sheen to it. It's paisley, so it's very whimsical, but also medieval fantasy, which is, again, the vibe that we're going for. I was gonna put this on our couch, but I think this would look really good on our bed because I do have some tapestry unicorn throw pillows on there. Last but certainly not least, in the home decor section, I found a bunch of these tapestry placemats. I absolutely love the colors. It kind of matches the pillow a little bit, but there's like a hint of purple in there, or burgundy. You can't really tell like the purpleness of it, but also orange and red, very autumnal colors, but I still like these colors all year round. There are 7 of them, and I'm trying to decide if I actually want to use these on my kitchen table. It would look really nice, but part of me is like, this would also make a really good corset because I'm trying to sew more this year. I say that every year. And then the last thing from this trip, but not for this video, I only got one piece of clothing. I did take the time to look through the clothes. I haven't been inspired to do so lately, but since I was pretty relaxed for this trip, I had a beverage in hand. I did meander through all of the clothing sections and I did find this little gem. This is a really nice quality Reba sweater. I don't know that brand, but it has this beautiful beading along the neckline and it's a little bit of a boat neck, not quite a boat neck, but it's like a wider neckline, which I don't really have a lot of. In fact, I don't really have any tops like this, but I really enjoyed it. It was the only top that I tried on that fit me. Next, we're gonna be getting into what I found at the bins. Let's go dig through someone else's trash.
So I got my bags, I got my gloves. Don't look at them. I know they look ran through. I used them for a craft project and they look horrendous.
Now, I didn't end up vlogging when I went into the bins because I'm still traumatized from the time that I tried to vlog when I went to the Denver location.
So this is the first time that I actually think that Sacramento is better. This bins location kind of sucks. It's chaotic, just like the other bins, but the other ones, they actually brought out full bins and they had a system. This one is kind of like a free-for-all. They make
survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. They make everyone get out of the way and they bring out a bunch of bins and then everyone swarms and that's huge. It's like there's always going to be chaos, but this one's not a fan. And I'm a fan of the chaos. As you can see, I'm prepared.
But I will show you guys what I got. First, I actually found a bolt of satin burgundy fabric, which is pretty exciting. Typically, I'm looking for clothes to thrift flip or curtains to use for sewing, but it's kind of a rare find to find a undisturbed bolt of brand new fabric. And of course I was gonna snag this. I love the color. And you're gonna see a reoccurring theme with this specific colorway. And that is, I did find some scraps that I can use for my projects. First, this actually used to be a curtain that I'm pretty sure someone cut up, or maybe this is just the bottom half or the bottom panel of like a double-decker curtain panel, but I really like this color. I like the sheen, and if you look closely amongst the embroidery, there's actually some velvet stars or flowers. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, or a starburst, but I really like this. And then I was finding tons of scraps, probably from someone's previous project, but I'm gonna utilize it, probably like a fairy look, or maybe something a little bit patchwork. So first we have this burgundy piece, which also has like a multicolor shift to it, and it's crinkly, which is pretty cool. I like fabrics with interesting texture. And then this might have been part of a pillow at some point, but it doesn't have the actual back, but it does have this part. And we have that really interesting texture fabric. And then this like kind of tapestry, velvety texture thing. I don't know. I grabbed it because it coordinates with a lot of the colors that I was picking up, and I really like the texture. It's really interesting, and I feel like if I utilize it in a project, it's going to elevate what I'm working on. And then there's this scrap piece as well, which has some gold metallic embroidery on it, which I thought was really interesting as well. So all of these pieces together, I feel like they could be used for the same project if I'm creative enough, which I'm delusional enough to think that I'm creative enough, so therefore I am. And then there's just a couple more little scrap pieces that I felt like could go with everything. There's a curtain tie back, only one, so we'll be using this in a creative way as well. There's this green kind of shimmery scrap piece of fabric, as well as a scrap piece of green stretch lace. Oh, there's actually a bunch more that I forgot about. And this isn't a scrap piece of fabric, and I'm probably not going to use it for a project. I'm probably just going to put a pillow in it. We have a gold stretchy velvet pillow sham. So I'll probably use that for one of my throw pillows because some of the pillow shams that I have I'm getting kind of tired of. So the last thing that I feel like could qualify as scrap fabric is this right here. The scream I scrumped when I first saw this, I thought it was a top. I thought it was a Whimsical top. Instead, I'm pretty sure it might have been pants that someone cut off the leg. So there's like a raw edge right here. So it's just a big tube of fabric, but I know myself that I love this and that I, again, am creatively delusional enough to be able to utilize this in a project. And I do have some other fabrics that kind of match this, so I feel like I can make something out of this. Maybe make a couple of sleeves that can go onto a more solid colored dress. Now the next few pieces would classify as house linens, but I'm going to be using them for not their intended use. So first I have a couple of panels of Again, we love our reds and our golds. Curtain panels. So there's this one, and this is one that's like split down the middle. And I have washed this one. This is actually from an earlier trip, but I wasn't gonna say that. And then there is this one. My friend Tia, she either found this one or this one, but she gave me one of these. I really love this one. And I kind of want to use this for a bodice, but I definitely have enough fabric to do like a bodice and maybe an overskirt. So like a bodice or corset overdress of some sort. At least in my amateur opinion, I have enough. And then as far as curtains go, I found 3 panels of this textured sheer curtain. I could definitely use these in my house, but I don't think they're long enough for my living room or my dining room. And since there's 3 panels, I don't have 2 sets. So I was thinking I could use this for a fairy dress of some sort. I do want to do some draping in the near future if I can find a mannequin for it, because I did get rid of my mannequin / dress form when I moved. So I need to get another one because I would like to make some Firefly Path inspired dresses. And speaking of sheer curtains, I did find 2 panels, so a matching set of this sheer blue. I'm very on the fence about if I want to use these somewhere in my house or if I want to cut them up and make it into a dress, but hear me out. Here's why I want to do the latter, because I also found this beautiful satin tablecloth, or at least I think it's a tablecloth, or it might be a sheet. I think it might be a sheet. But can we just take a moment to imagine this as a slip and then this over the top? Are you kidding me? This is gorgeous. This color combo, absolutely. So in my Delulu brain, I'm gonna turn this into a fairy gown because I am going to a lot of like fantasy events this year. I'm working a booth with one of my business partners, and some of these events have balls and dances, and I wanna be whimsical AF. So I need to light a fire under my rear and actually make these things. Okay, so the last few things are technically clothing items. The first one is probably the best. I know you're supposed to save the best for last, but I'm impatient. So first we have this duster or robe. Gorgeous color. Not the usual colors I would go for, but since this was the bins and it's like $1 a pound or what have you, I did grab it. And get a load of these sleeves. So my friend who sews, she actually let me know that these sleeves are actually super easy to make, and I could technically use this to draft my own pattern. So it's like a square, but it's open on the side and the bottom, and you just sew the top. Of course, you have to like also make it come, it's not like a complete square. There's like this bit right here, but she was like, yeah, you could just lay that down, make a pattern, make more sleeves like that. And I have things I can make sleeves for. And then this one, even though it's in the clothing section, this will be crafted. I might use it if the colors go well enough with the blue and minty dress situation I might make. But this is one of those like prom boleros or church boleros. A lot of the ladies at my church would wear things like this with sundresses. But I just love the fabric. I love the shimmer. There's like some sequins in there. So I might piss someone off and cut this up and use it. But again, it was at the bins. Cost me a few cents. And then the last clothing piece is this top, which might need some mending, but it's this kind of whimsicothy looking top. The weird thing is there's these fibers that are like sticking out all over it that look like hair, but it's not hair because it's stretchy. I don't know if it came from the top itself. I can't find the source. So the only thing I can think of is that it picked up some stowaways while being in the bins. And then the last item, it's not a clothing item, so that's why I didn't consider it that, is this belt. This is not for me. This is for my friend Tia. She does Ren Fair thrift bundles on her website, and she also has like a secondhand shop specifically for Ren Fair and fantasy. So I got this at the bins for her to either sell or put in one of her bundles because this was such a cool belt. I couldn't let it go to waste. So as far as I know, that is everything that I found the other day and at the bins. The bins thing, I'm kind of questioning because I've gone twice. Some stuff is still in the wash, so maybe I forgot a few things. But yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button because it really helps me out. And if you are into fantasy, whimsical style, Ren Fairs, thrifting, any of those aforementioned things, definitely hit the red subscribe button. If it's still red, make it gray. And a big shout out and thank you to my patrons and my channel members. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you would like to join, the links are down below, but it's not necessary. I just appreciate you being here and watching this whole video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your February, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.